Hey yo, what's goody all my beautiful people out there in the tube of the U? It's your boy J-Nuck over here at Hookah. And finally today I have for you guys the review on the Minzari crown. Alright, so let's go ahead and open this up. First, you're going to notice that it comes in this beautiful package. And basically, here's what the contents of the package will look like. I hope you all can see that well. This thing kind of falls out if you tilt it too much, this little bar right here. But here you go. There's some instructions all along right here, as well as some information on the back of the box where you could follow the Facebook and the Instagram, and it's really shiny. It's in a nice silver type of material. It's really elegant actually, but let's go ahead and take out the Minzari crown and show you guys what we're working with here. So here's the actual piece right here, and you'll notice that it came with this little bar right here, and that basically, see there's like a little, I don't know if you could see it, there's threads. So you just screw it in this hole right here on the coal tray. I'll go ahead and screw that in for you. And basically that's for when this has coals in it, it's gonna get hot, so you use the bar to rotate everything. Okay, so normally here I'd run down the instructions, but I'm just gonna go ahead and show you everything to do, but you will have this as a reference. I'm following these to the T, so just know that. So I'm gonna go ahead and break down the Minzari and show you everything. Okay, so there's gonna be 6 separate pieces that's gonna come in your package. Okay, they all break down so you can wash it and clean it and all that good stuff. So first off, we got the main part, the stem, and it comes with its own grommet, which works well. Then you have your coal ash tray, and you also have the little, hold that better. You have the little bar, so you could rotate it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and screw that in and put everything together so you can see how it's done. Okay, so what we wanna do now is screw on the coal tray. Okay, next we have our bowl to hold our tobacco, which screws right on top, okay? And then you have your cover, or the crown portion of the bowl. Now basically the way this works, I don't know if you could really see it, but there's like a little lip. So it sits in there really nicely, and it's not like it's gonna fall off or anything. It's on there pretty good. So here's pretty much what you got. So now I'm gonna go ahead and get into showing you how to pack and prepare your tobacco to smoke out of the Minzari. Okay, so what we're gonna need today is 1 full sheet of a paper towel. Okay, a plate. This is how I like to do it. And then just have your bowl off and ready to pack. So basically, I'm just gonna take you step by step through this and see what we got. So all I'm doing now is just kind of sprinkling it out my tobacco, getting ready to smoke whatever we're gonna smoke. Right now I got pure Morangi, and I like to add a little bit of mint with my smoke. So I'm gonna add in a little bit of pure FML. Okay. So just kind of sprinkle that in there. Now all I'm doing now, I'm just kind of mixing everything up. Okay. And then I'm gonna spread it out kind of flat over the plate. Okay. Like so. So that's what we have. This is probably gonna be about 25 to 30 grams of tobacco. I'm using about 25. You could use as much as you like. I wouldn't suggest overpacking it. I would actually suggest kind of following this to the T. So now what you want to do with your other sheet of paper towel is just kind of pat out the excess juice. Okay? Give it a nice good pat. You don't want to over pat it because you want to have some juice in there, but you want to take out that excess juice. So what I like to do after this portion is kind of remix it up, fluff everything out. Okay. And usually with something like haze or Fumari that's going to be more of a wet tobacco, you're going to want to pat it out maybe 2 or 3 more times. But basically you want your tobacco to be roughly dry, okay? Just not overflowing with juices. All right, now that that's done, I'm basically just going to take my tobacco that I've already kind of patted out the excess juice and pack it in the bowl, like so. Just fluff it in there. Okay, that was kind of messy, but whatever. You get the idea. Just fluff it in there, drop it in there. However, we'll worry about the spire in the next step. Okay. And then basically, I'm just trying to spread it out to make it as even as possible. Okay. And then obviously I covered up my hole, so I'm gonna push my finger up in there and then just kind of scoot everything around it. Okay. And then anything that falls out, I'm just gonna pick it up, put it right back in there. Just make sure I got a nice even pack. And I'm not pressing down hard on this at all. It's a legit fluff pack. So this is pretty much what we're working with right here. You can see that. Okay, cleared the space for the spire, and now we're gonna get into putting everything back together. All right, so when we put this together, we wanna go ahead and make sure our coal tray is all the way at the bottom. Hopefully you guys can see that. Sorry, I had that kind of high. But we wanna make sure our tray is all the way at the bottom, okay? And make sure you don't tighten it too much. You don't want to struggle with that when coals are on there. So make sure you can, kind of move it around, but be on the bottom thread. Basically now, we just take this, okay, set it on there, and screw it on. And that's it. And then the last step is to just put our crown on top, and we are ready to get our coals going. Oop, hold on. There we go. We're ready to go ahead and get our coals going and get to smoking. So I'm gonna go ahead and start lighting my coals, and I will show you the next step. Okay, now I have my 3 coals lit, basically just using 3 coconut coals, low heat burning, and I'm gonna show you where I place them here on the tray. So let me grab my first coal, and you're gonna notice there's 3 sections of the vents, okay? So you just wanna place each coal in the middle of those sections. Okay. You all can see that. And there's the last one. Okay, so at this point, I'm just gonna blow on them a little bit and get the heat going. It's at its lowest point right now, and I will come back when I start to raise it. So I'm just gonna blow on it and kind of get the heat going, okay? So we'll be right back. All right, so I got it a little bit going a little bit. They're a little bit more orange. So what I wanna do now is basically turn this till we get to the halfway point, okay? So I'm just gonna keep turning. And be careful because this tray gets hot, and make sure you do not touch the tray. That would be no good for you. You could use tongs as well, but I mean, I found that this works pretty good. So we're just gonna take this up to the halfway point. Okay, so now we're at about the halfway point. And basically what we wanna do is give it a good 5 to 8 minutes to heat up and really get going. If you wanna blow on your coals a little bit, you could do that as well, but I just kinda let it sit, go get a drink or go do whatever I need to do, and then it should be ready for me to smoke in about 5 to 8 minutes. So we're gonna go ahead and cut, and we'll be right back. All right, so we've had this going about for a good 5 minutes now, and I just wanna say the key to the Minzari is patience, okay? Really let it heat up for a legit 5 minutes. You're gonna get clouds at 5 minutes, but the clouds are gonna get better as the time goes on. So once you hit like that 8-minute mark, you should be ripping. But basically a couple key things to note about the Minzari is keep track of where your bar is, and going clockwise is going to raise it. So what you want to do is go by revolutions. So when you're ready to add more heat to it, go clockwise one time and make sure you meet at this point, or start and stop at this point every time, okay? Remember where your bar's at, just so it can help you heat manage better. Another thing to note is that the Minzari crown is going to be very hot. This is something that when you're smoking it, you kind of got to be committed to the bowl and the flavor. You could go multiple rounds of coals. Basically, when your coals die out, just take the revolutions all the way to the bottom and empty out your coals the best you can, and you can add 2 to 3 more coconut coals if you want, and then basically just kind of remanage your heat from there. Start at that center place and kind of go from there and gauge it. I really don't go more than 1 round, so I really can't speak too much to that. But basically, it's gonna be very hot. You're not gonna be able to take this bowl off until it cools down, and that's pretty much it. I mean, some people suggest using an oven mitt, but if you have coals that get through those little vents and get onto your oven mitt and it burns through it, it's gonna be very painful. So I would just say stay committed to this. The smoke is gonna be really light. It's not gonna be like your typical regular smoke like out of a traditional bowl or a funnel bowl, vortex, what have you. This is gonna be a lot more area. It's a different kind of smoke because you gotta think it's heating it from the bottom, but it's still using that funnel style to bring the smoke down into the base. So keep that in mind. What I like to say is that if you're kind of getting bored with what you have and you want something new, but you don't really want to commit to buying a whole new hookah, get a Minzari Crown. You're gonna notice a difference. It's gonna be a different type of smoke, and it's a nice change up. Okay, so we've been going for about a good 6-7 minutes now, so let's go ahead and see what it's looking like. Beautiful clouds. Again, it's going to be a different type of smoke. You're really gonna notice the difference. It's not gonna be as heavy as your traditional bowls. So I really noticed that from Minzari, and I actually kind of like that. Sometimes I like to change it up. So basically, I know you are all wondering about the longevity of this. So I went ahead in my testing and recorded some footage for you all. So we'll go ahead and cut to that right now. All right, so I'm about like 30 minutes in. Getting some good clouds. So I'll check back in here in a little bit. All right, I'm at the 45-minute mark. Went up another 2 revolutions. So a total of 4 revolutions since the start of using the Minzari Crown. Still achieving good cloud output and no harshness. So I'll probably move it up another 2 revolutions, or as many as I can go without actually touching the bottom of the bowl, and finish out the session. Alright, so I'm on my last 2 revolutions, a total of 6 since the start. Here's how everything looks. It's not touching the bowl, it's just right under it, and still getting good clouds. No harshness, smooth smoke, flavor still there, and overall good session, and it's been about a good hour or so. Probably got about a good 15, 20, 25 minutes left on the bowl, and that'll complete the session. Okay, so there you have it. So there's kind of what you could have to expect if you're going to smoke it the way I smoked it. I will say, if you plan on leaving your hookah for a while, you got to go to the restroom, or you want to get up and get a drink or grab something to eat, I would suggest to lower it a couple revolutions, maybe even 4 full revolutions if you're going to step away from a while, maybe even all the way to the bottom. You know, I really don't step away too long, but when I do have to step away for a while, I'll go ahead and lower it, probably about 2 to 4 full revolutions. And then when I come back, I'll test it out, see how it smokes, and raise it back to where it was or higher if need be. So when you raise it, it reacts pretty quick to the heat. So keep that in mind. And I believe this is going to be available over at 5starhookah.com. So definitely go over there, check them out. I can get you 15% discount off this. This is marked, I believe, at like $80, maybe $85, but you won't pay full price because I got you. So make sure you read the description below so you know where to go and you know what discount code to use. Other than that, that's pretty much it for the Minzari crown. I hope you all enjoyed it. Definitely go follow Minzari on Instagram. I'll leave that below as well. They post some really cool pictures, and they like to see pictures of you guys and girls whenever you're smoking with it and you have the Minzari in your picture. Great people over there. I'm really, really thankful to have received this to test it out. I enjoy it. When I need to change up my smoke, this is what I go to. I don't even have to change out the hookah. So that's really convenient. It's really awesome. I know they're working on some things as far as like changing the bowl. They're gonna have like some kind of a holder so it's not so hot to the touch. So that's really awesome. Stay tuned to the channel so I can inform you on that. Or again, you can follow them on Instagram and be kept up to date with all that. I believe they're coming out with a gold one as well. So not sure what the price point's gonna be on that, but that's gonna do it for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and take you all out properly. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends on social media. And I will see you on the next review. I hope you enjoyed it.